Their faces tell a story: the displaced, the disowned, the deprived. Their lives torn apart by wars, conflicts, persecution, and natural disasters. All of them are people of concern for the CAPYEI Youth Empowerment Institute Kenya and Humber College. By the end of 2021, those displaced by war, violence, persecution, and human rights abuses stood at 89.3 million in the world, up by 8% a year earlier and well over doubled the figure of 10 years ago. With the rising concerns about the plight of refugees, CAPYEI and Humber College had two main tasks: empower urban refugees with digital entrepreneurship skills and champion peace and cohesion in host communities. CAPYEI, in partnership with Humber College, has been implementing a training program from 2021 for urban refugees living in Kenya, funded by Global Affairs Canada under the umbrella of Fund for Innovation and Transformation. The program, dubbed Entrepreneurship, Digital Literacy, Creative Arts for Socio-Economic Empowerment of Women Refugees, EDC-Kenya, aimed at enhancing knowledge of digital entrepreneurship and online business environment among female urban refugees that would result in increased opportunities for them to monetize their talents so that they could establish digital enterprises.
The organization's model and the culture that we have built in Kenya was first started in India through a model called Basic Employability Skills Training, and that has been adapted to more than 10 countries of the world. And I believe one of the most successful adaptations has happened here in Kenya. Over a period of 10 years, we have been able to reach over 100,000 vulnerable young Kenyans, and have been able to support them through skills training and connections to opportunities to earn a living or to start a small business from all walks of life, but most of them from very, very marginalized backgrounds. And one of the groups that we have always wanted to create an outreach to were refugees. Refugees, especially refugee youth, are vulnerable in a very, very special way. These are young people who were either chased out of their country because things went wrong, because there was fighting, and have sought refuge in a country like Kenya, or who are born here because their parents had sought refuge here. They are as brilliant as normal Kenyan youth. They have the same aspirations, but they are bound by the fact that being refugees here, there are things they can't do. Many of them don't have an ID, for example, because Kenyan law only allows Kenyans to have an ID. Many of them can't even work. Our government does allow a lot of refugees to go to school, but once they acquire those skills, even if you offered them a job, they couldn't do it because they are not permitted. You have to have a permit, and getting a work permit is a very, very tough business in Kenya. So the reason why we partnered with Humber College of Canada is because they offered us an opportunity to make some inroads into addressing those unique problems refugee youth face.
This is Cecil Nyaruhanga, a mother of 8 who understands better the cost and pain of being a refugee. In 2007, she fled her mother country, the Democratic Republic of Congo, seeking refuge in Burundi, and later ended up in Kenya. She pens down the imagery of horrific life and inked dark memories of her struggle to survive in a war-torn country.
Kongo najua tulitoka 2007 tukakimbilia Burundi. Huko Burundi tukaishi kufika 2015. Tukatoka huko, kulikuwa vita ya president alikuwa anataka kutolewa, ukakuwa maandamano sana, tukakimbilia huko. Changamoto tulikutana nayo ni maisha. Hata kupata chakula ilikuwa ngumu, lakini saa hii ninafanya mambo ya decoration, harusi.
Cecil now runs a deco business that targets dressing up corporate events, weddings, and social ceremonies with pomp and color. She has mastered the art of target marketing, courtesy of the skills gained after undergoing entrepreneurial training in the EDC-Kenya project. Now her family never sleeps hungry.
Uko kwa CAPYEI tulisoma kuhusu gisi unaweza fanya biashara. Ni mambo mengi yenye hatukuwa tunajua, lakini tulisoma vitu mingi sana hapo. Siwezi ongea kwa muda mchache, ni mengi. Lakini hapo walituinua kwa mawazo na unaweza pata pesa, lakini usipokuwa kuzitumia unaanguka. Lakini walituambia gisi tunaweza tumia pesa, gisi tunaweza, kama ukipata 10 usikule hiyo 10, uweke 5 ingine.
Driven from their homes and now from their countries, Mhonza Patrick is lucky to have the chance to mingle with the host and be self-reliant. It is a feeling of liberation. Patrick and his parents fled their motherland after the civil war spiraled, leaving trails of destruction and deaths. As he opens this rusty door, signaling new dawn, he hangs on the hope of a better tomorrow. The small business of retail shop now earns him a living.
Hii masomo inanisaidia sana juu hii biashara nimefungua nimeanza kusoma hapo CAPYEI. Juu hapo CAPYEI tulianza January na hii nimefungua May this year.
The sound of the plucking strings of the guitar makes Vanessa Uwaze a strong soldier. Despite the rocky path of her past, the DRC civil war that almost crushed her dream, Vanessa attributes her success in the music industry to the EDC-Kenya innovation.
I came here in 2017, and since back in Congo, we were safe because of wars and insecurities. There's no peace at all. So
The EDC-Kenya has helped her nurture her artistry skills and produce inspiring songs that give hope to the hopeless. As the saying goes, music is the food of the soul. It heals the wounded hearts. To Vanessa, it is about giving hope to the hopeless.
we've taught her to save money, and I've tried, and it went well because I saved money until I bought my own guitar. Because I sing and get paid, I earn some money to sing because I sing weddings, birthdays, and even in concerts or even worship experience whereby I back up someone or an artist. So now I learned to use media. I started posting my videos by singing, and it is a good experience, and I learned.
Just like Vanessa, Luwangi Kamikaze, a mother of 2 and a refugee from a war-prone DRC, has harnessed her talent in gospel music as a tool for spreading peace and preaching harmony among communities. A victim of civil war believes that one day peace will prevail in the world. She is happy with the new development as EDC-Kenya innovation has helped them exploit their potential.
Mimi ni mwimbaji, naimba kwa church, na naimbanga kwa ma event ama kufanya backup kwa studio. Sasa CAPYEI ilinisaidia kujielewa kwanza. Kitambo nilikuwa naimba tu, lakini sikufikiria kama naweza imba alafu nipate na pesa. Sasa nikaanza kujiamini na mimi nikaona kama inawezekana, kama naweza pata pesa kupitia hiyo talent yangu. Nimejua kusave sasa. Kupitia hiyo saving yangu naweza kufanya mavitu.
That these refugees come from Congo, Burundi and Rwanda. These they are here by design because of the war that has been there. So most of these people have traumatic issues. They have issues that cause trauma. They have issues that pull them down. And therefore we needed or we had to take them through a socio-psychometric counseling so that they can be able to come up. This was conducted through individualized counseling or one-on-one and then group, and also in classroom we embarked on training life skill that also came out strongly to help them come out as an all-rounded person capable to take charge of their own life.
CAPYEI Youth Empowerment Institute Kenya operationalized basic employability skills training program in 2021, targeting refugees, youth, women and girls in urban centers. The program manager Benson Masharia confirms that the program has helped the refugees elevate their lives by gaining skills that have helped them start micro businesses.
The program was to train them on entrepreneurship and digital skills for creative arts. And therefore the number of refugees or the refugees that we trained, one, they had a talent. We looked at refugees who have a talent. Why are we speaking of entrepreneurship and digital skills? Because remember we had said that refugees lack proper documentation. Urban refugees lack proper documentation. And therefore to gain wage employment or to be employed, nobody trusts somebody without documentation. And therefore the only way they can be able to do is use their talent and commercialize it. And the only space they can be able to commercialize where there are limited interference, limited interaction with authorities is in the digital space. And therefore we train them in entrepreneurship and digital space. When you speak about digital space, we are talking about helping them go on social media, create social media accounts, and monetize their talents through their social media accounts like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, among others, where majority of the number were women, where we had about 32 women and 20 male participants or trainees or beneficiaries who joined the program. The project was a gender-responsive project in nature, and therefore it focused on ensuring that it's more of women. Initially, the project was supposed to cater for only women, but after conducting baseline survey late last year, we noted there is some importance to integrate and blend both genders into the training. And therefore, we had to consider male refugees. One of the things that should be noted, there is a lot of socio-cultural barriers that affect women within that community, because the community believes that a woman should be in the house, doing a whole domestic chores and etc. And therefore, for us to be able to have the female participants come into training, we had to involve their male counterparts, who are their husbands and their fathers and their brothers.
CAPYEI skilled program training is guided by labor force demand, informed by market scan search, focusing on the three main areas, which are entrepreneurship, digital literacy, and creative art for socio-economic empowerment of youth and women refugees, with emphasis on gender mainstreaming.
The inception of the project, there were some gender issues that were raised or were noted. And one of them, because we were so much targeting these young women or young mothers, there was the issue of child care or child support. Two, there was also the enrollment cost. There was also the issue of transport, because most of these mothers do not have any form of livelihood. And also there was also the lack of knowledge and skills needed for entrepreneurship, and also specifically for digital entrepreneurship. And also there were specific socio-cultural barriers among the refugees women, and specifically most of them do not have any form of livelihood, and most of their cultures do not put so much emphasis on women being a source of or making any source of livelihood. So as the project started, because of those barriers, there was a lot of gender mainstreaming, which was done at the inception of the project. One, we decided to come up with way to support all the childcare support. So they were given the childcare support. Again, the enrollment was made free for all women who have talents, all specific talents. They were also provided with transportation. And now the course, apart from looking at digital entrepreneurship, there was also the component of women economic empowerment. As we were trying to look for this or bring these refugee women, we realized until we brought in men, or the male, it was not possible for us to just work with women. Two, most of these women, when they came to class, most of them, they did not even have a voice. They could not talk in class. But because of the different interactions with their teachers and also with the support staff, the other staffs, at the end of the project, we realized these women now can able even to talk. They can also be able to make decisions even in the classroom. Again, we had the community engagement, whereby we decided again to go back to the community to talk to the community leaders, like the church leaders. We have even the male leaders in the community. We were able to talk to them, explain to them what we were doing and what we wanted to do for these women. So, and after we have talked with the community, again, there was a positive feedback. Sure, when we look mostly at the gender indicators and looking at a project, we can look at their participation level. It improved. So we can say it was a move towards a positive development because their participation improved so much, and they would also talk to us about their level of decision making at their home, because most of these women, immediately we started the classes, they also started their small businesses. So their level of decision making, also maybe their participation in the household, it improved. So I can say that is also, it's a very positive impact.
For beneficiaries like Benjamin Rubeni Tuare, a journey of 1,000 miles to success needs a strong heart. Losing his parents in 2003 due to civil war in Burundi, life all depended on him for every decision he made. A graduate in hospitality and a Burundian refugee in Kenya, Benjamin has braced all challenges to make it in life. EDC-Kenya innovation was a dream come true when he was selected among the beneficiaries to advance his skills.
Nilikuja CAPYEI, nikafunzwa masomo ya biashara. Na nilipotoka hapo nilikuja nikaanza biashara. Kazi yangu ni upishi, napika mandazi, samosa, na chapati, yani na vinginevyo pia.
In financial literacy, we were able to look at things like saving, budgeting, and investment, which played a big role on them setting up their own businesses. One of the issues we had was getting them to change the mindset whereby you needed a lot of capital to start up a small business. So we taught them how to save and also starting with what you have. And with time, we have had 8 businesses and 5 of them are from women, whereby they were able to save, and from the little they had and also the information we gave them on how to generate your own business idea, they have been able to set up sustainable businesses.
Our trainees learn to communicate with people and deliver the message as required. We taught them self-awareness. By studying self-awareness, they learn to understand themselves, know themselves, and this will enable them also understand others and relate well with other people according to their personalities. We also train them on stress management. This helps them manage their stress, the challenges that they meet here as foreigners. The skill helps them to manage it and also manage the past trauma that they came with in their home countries. We also taught them time management, to manage their time at home in their businesses, as time is a resource.
Over the last 11 years, CAPYEI has supported 98,560 youths in Kenya. In return, 75% of them got jobs and about 12% are self-employed through a well-established network of over 45 training centers.
The project we created with Humber, though, built on an experience we had done in the north of Kenya, where we worked around the CAPYEI refugee center, camp, and worked with the refugees from Sudan, from Congo, from Burundi, from Rwanda, as well as host communities. And at that time, our aim was to offer them skills so that they can start micro businesses and be able to grow them. We were fairly successful, but we also know that there are many refugees who are not within those camps, and a majority of them are in our urban centers. So together with Humber, we decided to pick on at least one urban center, a major one, which is Nairobi, see whether we can work with the refugee youth there and support them so that we created like a pilot, a learning pilot. The idea is that in future, we'll take these lessons and maybe try to reach refugees in even more difficult places. We have refugees in rural areas in Kenya now. Their conditions are again different from those in urban centers. Similar, but different in many, many ways. We have refugees in those camps, including in Dadaab and Kakuma. Their conditions are again very, very different. Our idea is that we will be able to adapt our model so that we are able to help them as well as we could help Kenyan young people, because they are young people, and we are committed to helping young people.
The program model has helped beneficiaries become more competitive in the job market, while public-private partnerships have aided in the innovation, sustainability, and scalability.
Our plan is to adapt our model well enough that we'll be able to help those young people no matter where they are. That's one. That's the immediate vision for refugee youth in Kenya. We also have a long-term vision for refugee youth outside Kenya. We did a pilot one time with refugees in Somalia, where we trained young people who had been demobilized. I don't know whether that's the right term. Demobilized from Dadaab. They were trying to resettle them. And refugee agencies like UNHCR will tell you that it's very tough. Resettling refugees back in a country, especially if you grew up in a different country, is very, very hard. Our vision is that we'll be able to work with those kind of organizations where we go to those back to their home countries before they are resettled and embed our model. It becomes their primary support system for livelihood when they get back. Why? We can offer this because we have also learned a number of things. We have become very good at connecting young people to employers, not just offering them skills. We offer them skills, but we don't just leave them. We offer them skills, we connect them to potential employers and sometimes follow to see whether that relationship is working. And we could do the same in any country now. The tools work anywhere. So to take the example of Somalia, we went to Mogadishu. We did an assessment of employers in the city of Mogadishu. We were able to identify the pain points they were having, the demand for entry-level labor, because they told us we have big problems in this kind of labor. And then we told them we can work together, create a curriculum that will offer these rapid skills to the young people. So they come to you, they will not know everything, but they'll be very eager to learn, they'll be very eager to work, and you build that relationship of an employee but a learner at the same time. They were very happy with it. All the 198 youth we trained there got employed. Our long-term vision is that we could do that. It actually might be the most sustainable way of addressing the refugee problem in this country and in this part of the world. That going to where the refugee problem started, it doesn't start in Kenya. It starts in the sending countries. And I think working with those sending countries, especially applying tools that have been tested in those countries and Kenya and other countries, should be the way to go. It's a long-term vision for the future. It is not something I'm saying we are going to do right away. It's going to take resources. It's going to take expansion of our network of partners. But the short-term one is that we want to now help more than 52 refugee youth. Even if it's only in Nairobi, we start by doubling that number, maybe over the next 6 months, and hopefully double that again. and then go to other major towns, because we have communities, refugee communities in those towns, and then probably then address those refugees from the sending countries directly.
Number one, our goal number one was to train at least 25 women in entrepreneurship and digital skills in creative arts. We have trained at least 32 women. So we have achieved that one. The second goal was to ensure that these youths can be able to utilize the digital space or social media to commercialize their talents. As we talk, we have 10 beneficiaries who have accounts that are selling only their talents. We have about 22 businesses from the refugees that are being sold online. Those were existing. We have another 8 new businesses that has come out from the training, because the training focused on 4 major elements. 1, basic entrepreneurship. 2, life skills. 3, basic computer and digital skills. So those elements were so important because you realize some of them could not keep records, proper records, but after training them in entrepreneurship, they know how not to keep record. Most of them could not save. Now they started saving. Most of them did not have bank accounts or could not understand any element of financial management. Now they are better financial managers. So we can be able to say authoritatively that the goal of the project, that is to ensure that these youths or these beneficiaries can be able to have a sustainable livelihood in business or in digital business. We have achieved that.
In the new century, the world now has the highest number of refugees since World War II. Thousands of families are in dire need of support, right from food, education, shelter, and human rights protection, and Humber College and CAPYEI are committed to ensuring every life is worth and everyone lives a dignified life by breaking barriers and finding the right balance for everybody.